incredible between Vincent Keymer, Nodirbek Abdusattorov. Now, they've played each other a remarkable amount of times, David, considering they're both incredibly young.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're part of a golden generation. Love it or hate it, these two players, they're already near the top of the chess world, and unfortunately for them, they do have many strong players of a similar age. Actual replay from the start, Jovanka?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Caruana, I mean, you take us through this. I'll just make the moves because it is your favorite opening, right?
It is my favorite opening. I literally play nothing else in life. But yeah, it is all about supporting a pawn break in the center. Put your pawns on light squares, then develop your pieces, and then go for the counter strike that you'll eventually get. And here it comes. And Vincent says, actually, you know what? I'm gonna abandon all tension. And this is actually the most popular response by White over all strengths of players. Virtually everyone and anyone will capture on d5, and now we did see the knight develop out to f6 and knight to f3, and I was actually ascribing the blame to Nodirbek, but actually I can see that it's White, the one that's doing some weird and wonderful things. h3, preventing the bishop get to g4. Well, this is an idea, but what happens next isn't what I have seen. So Black develops the knight, and you'd be expecting White normally in these type of positions to support the pawn that's under fire on d4 by protecting it with c3. And Vincent says, nope, not gonna do that, gonna focus on development. And then Nodirbek comes out with a knight to e4.
Yeah, and this was the position until this last move, allowing the bishop to be captured. It's really counterintuitive. The white knight, though, just jumping into the center. Vincent Keymer. I will mention that Vincent has played the Caruana himself quite a bit. Peter Lecco, his coach, his second there in Wijk, also got some experience in the Caruana. Just to mention, this is a move order trick that you've alluded to there, Jovanka. Normally after bishop to d3 in the exchange variation, I think most players with black, they just pre-move or they autopilot knight to c6, attacking this pawn, threatening ideas of knight b4, and then white definitely does play c3. And after knight f6, white can play h3, but often white prefers to just bring the bishop out. And actually we have a transposition to the feared London system, white bishop on a good diagonal. And yeah, after black's bishop comes out, the white queen continues attacking, and this is a whole different branch of theory. But after knight to f6, h3 isn't considered the best move because black can play this move e5 now, breaking out in the center. And despite the isolated queen's pawn, which is a bit like Marmite, you love it or hate it, despite that, white has kind of wasted a move with h3. Black is really active, bishop about to come out to nice squares, and this is supposed to be totally fine. So in the move order played, knight f6, I guess if c3 immediately, black's main move is bishop to g4. The idea is to come out before closing the pawn chain, closing the door behind yourself, so you're out breathing fresh air. And after h3, knight c6, yeah, c3 is the desirable move, but then e5 would come and we've transposed back into the other line that's totally fine for black. So knight f3, it's very ambitious. And Jovanka, which way do you think he's going to recapture if here Nodirbek takes the opportunity to grab the white bishop?
Yes.
He will drop his bishop back. Vincent now will offer that rook exchange. And it looks like this game was always destined to fizzle out, this endgame Jovanka, despite everything Nodirbek tried. I mean, we've got to commend him for pushing it to the end, trying to grind it out, 75 plus moves now, but he will not be successful in his quest to join Gukesh in first.
He's not, and indeed, the rook trade has been offered, and Nodirbek more or less obliged to accept. The black king so far away from the action, and here it comes, David. The rooks are going to get traded off, and this is going to be an elementary draw. There is nothing black can do on the dark squares, and they look at each other. It is a draw. Oof, what a game between these two. It did look like Nodirbek had it in the bag, that Vincent was barely surviving, but, well, a well-timed queen trade, and, well, a resourceful Vincent Keymer finds the draw. Regardless that this was a peaceful result in the end, David, what a day.